Hello everyone, welcome to Community Distance Reiki. So good to see you all here today. If you have not been here before, welcome in. We will walk you through everything, every step of the way. And if you're watching this in the future, you're watching this as a recording, you are guaranteed just as fun and healing a time as if you were here live. But if you would like to join me live, go ahead and check out that description below. All of the days and times for my regular streams, 5 days a week, are listed there, as is information about my online Reiki classes, community Discord, crystal shop, and social media. So thank you all for being here. We've already got lots of folks in the chat. If you are here live, feel free to go ahead and introduce yourself. Click the live chat button and make any requests that you have for your own personal healing, whether they're general or specific. If you want to request specific stones or if you want me to grab any for you, either is fine. We're going to start out the time together with building a beautiful crystal grid to exactly the request that each of you have for your healing. And after about those 45 minutes, I'll quickly explain what Reiki is and a little of what to expect. And from there, I will turn down the lights, turn up the music, and send Reiki to you whenever and wherever you happen to be. Thank you so much all for being here, and let's go ahead and take a dive into the chat and start building that crystal grid. I've already got a jump start on it as always. Okay, good to see you all, everyone. So I've got us started off with some jade. We've been working with jade for a little while now. This is a stone that helps us to have prosperity, good luck, good fortune, good relationships, and what's wrong with any of that? Jade can come in a number of slight different colors, from yellows to deeper greens. Additionally, we may see like the true jade that we're used to seeing. That's called jadeite. This is one of the forms of nephrite jade. So Chris Korakar, let me open up my other screen. Chris Korakar, Susan, Belinda, nice to see you all. Oh, Susan, it's good to see you. It's been a little while. I hope, well, not that long, but I hope you and Greg are doing well. So let's see what our requests are so far. Sunstone or moonstone, you got both. Let's do both. Okay, let's see, what else do we have? Yeah, well, all is well with me. The foster kittens are doing exceptionally well. I now have gotten both of them over the fear of leaving the bathroom. And so they're now playing around the house. It's adorable to see what they get into. So it's been a good day. Literary agent, buyers for your jewelry and your artwork. You got it. Support for Greg and Susan. Cora Carr, I did get your message. I'm sorry I didn't get back to you, and I absolutely am working on brainstorming a little bit more to get specific, but I do have some ideas for today. JS, good to see you. Balance, protection, clarity, your mother. Yeah, absolutely. And I have some extra special healing for that too. Hope all is well. Yeah, so let's dive into the building. We also have copper here to help with to start the energy moving, get the energy flowing, break up blockages, all that good stuff. So happy to have it. Astarte, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Chrysocola, absolutely. Your roommate has COVID, so you likely do too. I'm really sorry to hear that. No fun at all. So let's dive in. And grief support, absolutely. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Okay, so let's do... Okay, I've got stones for that. Chrysocola. We're gonna have moonstone and sunstone. Let's start with some sunstone. This is orange sunstone, and orange sunstone helps us to expand our vision of who we can be in big, bold ways. This is one that helps make sure that we do not play small, that we absolutely see the farthest possible version of our possibilities. It's excellent whether you are brainstorming of where to go or what to do. If you're working on future plans, this helps you to take where you think you can go, set the goalpost a little farther out. It helps to overcome sort of limited thinking and low opinion of ourselves, whether it's something we've just sort of misbelieved about ourselves, if it's something we've absorbed from someone else that we've taken in, negative self-talk, that kind of stuff. This can help us open that up. So let's put that right in the middle here. Yeah, let's do that. As mentioned, Chrysocolla, this helps us to make decisions that are in alignment with our highest good. So it very much complements the Sunstone. I love putting these two at the same time. This also helps us, it helps us to feel encouraged when we follow our soul's true path. So if we are trying to follow our heart, whether it's we're getting negative feedback from others or from self, or we get that fear along the way, this helps us to say, you know what, I do feel like this is my path. This is what I want to do. This is important to me. And it continues to not only give us that encouragement, but it helps us to feel the reality starting to come into fruition for us. So Chrysocolla for sure. Also helps with new ways of being creative. So that can be really helpful. Sometimes when we feel like the energy is stuck or we're having difficulty moving forward, getting a little bit more creative can help get that energy flowing and help us feel a little bit less stuck. And let's see. Vincent, welcome. Releasing control. Yeah, you're not being greedy. Let's do it. Yeah, you're not being greedy at all. It's all good. And yeah, it is almost Halloween. Exciting. Let's see what else we have. For moving through grief, I have a couple of great stones for that. Making sure I'm not overlooking. And here we go. One is black obsidian. This can help with especially the emotional trauma of it all, and any kind of shock that may have been a part of it. This helps us to deeply process grief and move through it so that we're not getting into that bypassing, but actually feeling those feelings, but feeling able to continue to put one foot in front of the other. So that's black obsidian. And I also have jet. Jet is, well, first of all, this is volcanic. Black obsidian is volcanic glass. So it's something that was transformed very quickly in terms of how it was created. Same with jet. Jet is also volcanic. It's actually wood that's been fossilized through volcanic activity. And it doesn't look anything like traditional petrified wood. It doesn't even look like a tree anymore. It's been so transformed. You wouldn't even believe it's not technically a stone, but yet here we are. And actually obsidian is technically a glass. So this is volcanically fossilized wood, and jet helps us to move through grief, especially when it feels like we're just completely confronted with just everything in life is shatteringly different. It really helps us to also be present in that shift and in that change. So not only processing the grief for what and whom you've lost, but for the life you used to have versus the life that you have now without them. So this can be really helpful. I hope this brings some healing. I'm also going to bring this. These look so similar. Let's actually do that. This is jet. And I'm going to bring in maybe some bloodstone. I feel like that's a good one for right now. It's always the last stone I find. Let's keep an eye out for it. I may put that in a little later. Oh, here it is. But first, let's get into the moonstone. Moonstone has a connection to the lunar cycles. Right now, we are in eclipse season. We're going from a solar eclipse to a lunar eclipse. It's going to be really intense. I'm preparing now the monthly tarot readings for all 12 signs. They'll start going up tomorrow, Saturday through Sunday, for November. And Moonstone does help us move through any kind of lunar cycles and times of change. It also can connect us with the divine feminine in terms of arcane wisdom, inner knowledge, inner knowingness. It helps us to attract love, and it helps us to move better with the cycles and rhythms of nature. So we'll bring some of that in. Gotcha. Good stuff, Chris. Okay. Let's put some of that. And so that's moonstone. Bloodstone is helpful for, it's good for emotional despair, but I often think of it as like the emotional stuff hits the fan, if you know what I mean. This is for stamina and perseverance, emotionally speaking. And it's for healing the heart at times where what is going on emotionally is so challenging for us that we feel like our very basic foundation, our sense of everything underneath our feet seems radically changed. So we'll bring bloodstone in. It also goes by the name heliotrope. So depending on where your crystal books are from, if they're from the UK, there's a good chance it refers to this stone as heliotrope. Hey Vic. Hey Maricela, welcome in. Good to see you both. Happy Friday. We also have, oh, your birthday is November 6th. Why is it called bloodstone? It's often associated with the heart. And classically, this was thought, like even hundreds of years ago, this was used for cardiac support. It's also because it's got red in it. So it kind of has, in these particular specimens, you see the red a little bit less, but they're in there. So oftentimes it's just thought to be connected with the heart, not only with cardiac function classically, but also with moving energy through the heart. So that's, as far as I understand, that's why it's called bloodstone. There could be other reasons too. But yeah, also this is helpful for self-doubt. So for those of you who really resonate with the orange sunstone, this might be really helpful. But yeah, there's a lot of stones that earn different nicknames along the way. And sometimes we see them in the crystal world, like in the new agey kind of world, versus the crystal gemology, geology world might call it something completely different too. So it's almost like a nickname. But yeah, sometimes and it could be this too, sometimes when I've seen larger pieces of bloodstone, it doesn't just look like a flash of red. It looks like a long line, like a thread or a vein of red. So that could make it look like bloodstone as well. Yeah, I hope that helps. That would be what I believe / what I know, but big grain of salt there. I hope that helps. Let's see. Smoking cessation, metabolism, breathing issues. Absolutely. Let's do some definitely some Unikite. Definitely Amazonite. Anyone have any plans for the weekend? Amazonite helps with self-respect and self-care. Definitely feel like this can help support Vincent with the ongoing stuff there. And also it helps with the spine and spinal nerves. So we've been working with this quite a bit. It's also great for any kind of care providers to remind them that they are worthy of care and they need care as well. But this is also good for luck, things like winnings, so luck and good fortune, as well as dispelling misogyny is often used for that as well, but definitely for the care providers. I often think of this as a great gift for things for people like nurses, anyone who works in hospice, anyone who works in childcare, anyone who is the person who doesn't necessarily think of caring for themselves while they're caring for everyone else, but also great for spine and neuro stuff. Helps us to remember that we are worthy too. Citrine is excellent for connecting us with financial abundance. So let's go ahead and bring that in. We might as well just have this here as part of every grid. Yeah, it's the quintessential money stone, calling on financial abundance and resources in general. So the things that we need to survive that are beyond just cash money. So things like real estate. Also going to bring in some pyrite at some point for the same. But for right now, I'm going to bring in Unikite. This helps for everything regarding women's health, hormones, fluids in the body, and metabolism, as well as anything addiction related, especially things like quitting smoking. So we've been working with that a lot too, because that's been an ongoing source of needed support, very needed support. It's a very earthy, loving, grounding kind of stone. I absolutely love it. Years ago, when I used to work on Philadelphia's South Street, or just off of Philadelphia's South Street, at a piercing shop when I was just building my business. Most folks didn't know much about crystals back then. Most of the folks that came into where I was anyway. And our most popular stone plugs were usually Unikite. And people were like, what does this mean? I just feel like I'm really attracted to it, even though I don't usually like those colors. And it's like, Yeah, definitely. It makes a lot of sense. It's like, just sort of go with the flow on it. Just know what, your body will know what the best stone for you to work with is. Yeah, quick money also okay. Gotcha. Oh, you're vending at a metaphysical event in Merchantville. Oh, awesome, Susan. Best of luck for you. Oh, you're going to the Lunar Fair on Saturday. That sounds beautiful. Rhodochrosite, rose quartz, lapis, opal, numite, black and pink tourmaline, absolutely, iolite, indigo gabbro. Let's go ahead. Red tiger eye, numite, indigo gabbro. So I saw the question for like, what does Numite do? And it's a wonderful stone of shadow healing. So when we're going through our personal junk drawer, if you will, and we're kind of healing those parts of ourselves that maybe are a lot less comfortable and a lot harder to see, this not only helps us go into those depths, but it helps us to find inspiration while we're there. And that's what those glints of that kind of goldish color represent, that inspiration while you're doing that deep work. Another stone of shadow work is indigo gabbro. This helps us find where we get in our own way. I usually describe this as the stone of finding your detrimental tendencies, what habits and limiting beliefs, unhealed stuff that might be in the way between us and success, to help us find it so that we can start to deal with it. It does work really well with Numite because of that. Green calcite and rose quartz, you got it. And I will get to every request that I possibly can. Green calcite, pyrite. Yep. So green calcite helps with releasing stress and anxiety. It's an excellent stress and anxiety stone. Specifically if it's showing up in your body, like if you're stressed out and so you feel a pain somewhere, you feel sick to your stomach, you get tension headaches or tension aches because of stress and anxiety, this is an excellent stone for you. It also helps to kind of reassure us in a sense, not just like, oh, okay, I feel a little bit more chill, but like, oh, I feel like I can do this. It's a true reassurance stone. Let's go ahead and place these here. Okay, pyrite, as I was mentioning before, this is great for the lungs as well as for it's thought to help also for fever. It's been used for hundreds of years. It's thought to help for that, but it's also great for manifesting some money. So yeah, often called fool's gold. This is pyrite. It also helps to optimize the flow of energy, especially in things like Reiki. For manifesting money in a hurry, we have another incredible stone, and that is red tiger eye. Not only does it help manifest cash in a flash, it can be extremely protective, up to and including like intentional negative type energy work or spell crafting. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It's tiger eye that has come in contact with iron, and it is also good even for things like bullying. So this can be a great thing to like slip in someone's pocket if they're a younger person struggling at school or anything like that, or if you have a difficult workplace, this can be a really good stone to kind of keep that stuff at bay. So let's see. Go. Iolite by request. This is another one that can help with weight loss, and I know a couple of you are working on that. This is also one that can help with improving sleep quality, especially if it's related to like psychic sleep disturbances or intuitive stuff that's coming up at night. But it's also good for any kind of visionary meditation, shamanic journeying, any of that kind of work. So I'll bring in that iolite. Another favorite here. Hey, SS Ben, good to see you. Rose quartz too. Oh, you all are so welcome. No worries. see, Pneumite. We got Pneumite. Rhodochrosite helps with inner child work and any kind of mother-child type bonding, any type of healing around nurturing as a young child, any type of mother-child wounds. We also have things like telepathy and journeying and connecting with your ancestors is represented here as well. It's also thought to help things like stress headache and even help with things like asthma. It's often thought of with the lungs. Let's go ahead and bring you in here. Yeah, there we go. Rose quartz, absolutely. Rose quartz is pure, high vibrational, unconditional love. This can be, at times when we're healing, it can even be a little bit intense. This is a stone that helps to just flood unconditional love so that we can kind of move other things out of the way. If you are looking to do some deep heart work, this can also help kind of refill what you're letting go of in a sense. And it's, of course, we all know and love rose quartz. It's thought of with everything having to do with the heart chakra of love and compassion. I'm going to go ahead and bring this one in. Let's see. Yeah, lithium quartz. I have that too. Good to see you, Anj. Let's see. We'll put that under our iolite, I think. I've got a really fun grid going on. Pink tourmaline, black tourmaline. Black tourmaline helps to keep negative energy at bay. Any kind of vibes that just aren't in alignment with our highest good, no judgment. They just don't need to be in our energy field. A great one to keep around. I keep a lot of this around. And I try to keep a bunch of it in stock in my crystal shop for as affordably as possible because I feel like that's an excellent stone for anyone who's empathic. Anyone who tends to sense and pick up on energy very easily can be really supportive. Pink tourmaline helps to support the heart center. It's almost like not as light in terms of like the rose quartz, but it's a little bit deeper. It helps us to heal deep wounds around compassion, especially self-love. Love from others, love to others as well, but really often love of self, especially where we've been injured before in terms of heart center, heartache, heartbreak, even betrayal to a point. Well, let's see where we would like to put this. I'm just going to sprinkle this around. Pink tourmaline can be a hard stone to come by in the crystal world. It can also look a bit like this. This is in matrix, so this is just other background kind of stone, and then the pink is pink tourmaline, and then those little chips that you see. High grade pink tourmaline can be very expensive, like the pink tourmaline that you would see cut into specific gems and put into jewelry can be quite expensive. But it is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Overthinking, great sleep. Great sleep, definitely iolite. Clear, honest communication, definitely lapis, which was also requested. Deep, honest conversations about truth, being in integrity and connecting with other people who live in their integrity. As my friend Janie would say, they have a good talk to do ratio. When they say they're going to do something, they do it. This is lapis. Lapis can also help with pain and inflammation and can help us with moving forward in our career, whether that's staying in the same job or moving on, but especially if it's in the same like company or the same realm and you want to sort of move up the ladder. This can be a great one. It's also used a lot for aiding disorganization. So yeah, so I feel like this can help. Let's do here and here. Ooh, you got an opaque natural black quartz. Oh, please send me a picture of that. It sounds gorgeous. You do wire wrap jewelries and also repurposing own jewelry into something new. That's lovely. Black tourmaline when it breaks. So when stones break, there's a lot of different reasons on it. I feel like a lot of times it's just sort of like it's done its job. So oftentimes I check in with it and it's like, do you want to just live on as two separate pieces of the same stone? Because ultimately every one of these stones has broken. It's like they were part of very big stones somewhere. But a lot of times when it breaks on its own, it can be a sign that like I've done what I'm meant to do and it wants to be returned to the earth. So see if you want to like dig a hole and bury it, or just put it in the dirt of a plant for a while and then keep it for sentimental value. So I would try that. See if that resonates with you. Going to be offering mini Reiki sessions. Awesome. A stone for that as well as what you can carry or wear. Definitely black tourmaline is an excellent choice. I often use that at public events anytime I'm doing energy work or readings at a public event. Shungite is another good one. It helps facilitate healing while also absorbing any kind of lower vibrations. Pyrite can be very helpful. Smoky quartz. Smoky quartz transmutes energy, so it shifts it and changes it, and it's very protective. Those are great stones. I mean, there's no bad ones, really, but I would suggest those for sure. Oh, you're totally welcome. Okay, let's also see. Aura cleansing. Let's see, I know I skipped a few. Manifesting. Including a lot of you are looking for psychic development. So there's a couple of stones I use for connecting in asking the universe for something, like manifesting, whether it's money or like a connection to a person, anything like that. One of them is Herkimer, which we often use here. Today, I really feel like it's going to be chevron amethyst. Chevron amethyst helps with things like channeling, journeying, shamanic work. Anytime that you're doing any visionary work and you're having trouble getting clarity or trouble connecting, this can really help. But it also helps with sending up our requests to spirit and getting feedback kind of back down, whether it's like shift it or actually it's right there, look over here. This can help bring through those messages in two different directions. It's also thought to help with tolerance of others. So if that's something you're struggling with. This is chevron amethyst. Chevron being that it has these, you can actually see the lines in some of them. It looks like a chevron, like the up and down lines. I usually say like to describe chevron, like Charlie Brown's t-shirt. That's a chevron. So yeah, so requesting what we're asking for, like literary agent and attorneys and things like that, but also helpful for psychic development. Herkimer Diamond is also great for opening up intuition, but this is a little bit more targeted and specific. Let's see. Also want to help with what Cora Carr had requested. So, let's see. Iolite helps with like wealth management, resource management, budgeting, and things like that. It can be very helpful for that. But I also want to say, because we've had like by the way, if you ever have requests for community distance Reiki and you're like, I kind of want to ask for this, but I don't want to go into details about it, you can reach out to me through social media. You can email me through the website. I'll do my absolute best to get to it. And this kind of goes to an offline request, but pre-night I think can be helpful here for a request that I received. So pre-night helps in a lot of different ways. It helps facilitate spiritual teaching. If you're looking to learn about anything spiritual, like if you're studying astrology, if you're studying Reiki, this can be an excellent stone. I kept a huge piece in my physical studio when I was still doing in-person Reiki classes to help facilitate that spiritual teaching and learning. It was so helpful. But it's also great for helping to disconnect from unfair demands, like when people expect too much from us. This can be helpful. It also aids in things like calming your mind during meditation. If you work intentionally with lucid dreaming, this can be of support of it if you ask it to be of support of that. And also with just anything having to do with divination, prophecy, so tarot card readings, anything like that. And being that we're getting closer to the spooky season, if you're doing any of that kind of work, this can be exceptionally helpful. And one more. Amethyst can be helpful for, it's helpful for a lot of things. It's helpful for opening up to intuition, especially for someone who's new at it, especially if someone's new with the very concept of spirituality being a thing. It's a great like beacon or crystal. It's also thought to have a lot to do with things like 12 steps and any kind of recovery. So I know that covers smoking cessation was a request from Chris, and best of luck with that as you continue on that path. This also can help with, these are my responsibilities and I'm going to live up to them, and these are not my responsibilities and I'm not going to take them on. So this can be very helpful for all of those. So let's go ahead and put that with and close to the pre-night. And I love that purple and green together. That's so pretty. I love it. Okay. Okay, so now I think we're at that point where I go ahead and take a moment, take a look at everyone's requests, and I suggest a couple of stones that might be helpful. You all vote on which one will be in the grid. No one's limited to just one vote, hint, hint, wink, wink. And then I'll briefly explain what Reiki is and a little of what to expect while y'all are voting. And then we'll move on into the healing portion where I turn the music up, I turn the lights down, and I simply send Reiki to you wherever you happen to be. So give me just a moment to go ahead and pick out those crystals, and certainly chat amongst yourselves. I totally love all of the support going on in the chat. What a wonderful community you are. I'm so blessed to have all of you. Okay, so this is what jumped out at me. The first one is Dalmatian jasper. Dalmatian jasper actually has black tourmaline running through it, and it's thought that this stone can help kind of go through your energy field and deeply purify it from the inside out, helping to clear any energy that just isn't meant to stick around with you any longer, whether it was yours, wasn't yours, doesn't matter. If it's ready to go, it's got to go. This also can help with just deeply clearing everything around you, any stuff that you are processing. So if your intentions today have been like growing and healing and letting go, this can help move out what you're letting go of or moving through. The other is, because we were talking about smoky quartz for Susan, it just came through that maybe that's a great stone to bring in. And so sometimes we work with rutilated smoky quartz, and this is actually just plain old smoky quartz points. These are natural quartz points. They form just like this, as opposed to like these kinds of crystal points where they're clearly carved. But yeah, like I said, smoky quartz can help transmute energy as well as optimize the flow of things like Reiki. It's also very protective, and yeah, an absolutely lovely stone of transformation. That's great for like everyday stuff. And yeah, so go ahead and vote Dalmatian jasper or smoky quartz, and hint, hint, you are not limited to just one vote. I'm going to quickly explain what Reiki is and a little of what to expect, and then we'll get into the healing. So as I mentioned at the top of the hour, my name is Danielle Stimpson, and I've been teaching Reiki for about 14 years now. If you want to learn more about my online Reiki classes, one-on-one distance Reiki sessions, tarot readings, social media, Discord, crystal shop, and all that other good stuff, it's listed in the description below. You can go ahead and find the links there. The style of Reiki that I work with the most is known as Usui Reiki, and it's named for this method's founder. And this particular style was created in the early 1920s Japan. While Mikao Usui's studies and spiritual practices were many and diverse and just deep, the actual concept of energy at its very core is really what we see reflected in the indigenous faith of Japan known as Shintoism. In Shintoism, everything has a soul, everything is interconnected. And in that interconnectedness, there's a lot going on. One of those energies at play is known as Reiki, or spiritually guided soul or life energy. This particular energy is flowing through you right now. You have access to it always. You always have, just as though we are mostly made of water, even though it doesn't seem like we are. That's not our experience of walking around. We are mostly made of water, and we need to take in water pretty much constantly to continue to be. As we're mostly made of water, and it's so vital to each of our everyday functions, our subconscious mind and our body's physiology knows exactly how to use that water when we take it in. We don't have to consciously think about it. Much is the same with Reiki. You might not even know that it exists, yet it's flowing through us all the time. Our body, mind, spirit, all are familiar with this energy, work with it all the time to help bring us into a greater sense of balance, letting go of what no longer needs to be here, bringing in what does, helping us heal and grow in the ways that we most need in that moment. And just the same way, whether we're aware of it or not, part of our body, mind, and spirit automatically knows how to work with this energy to support our greater good. Essentially, what I'll be doing in this session is connecting with that energy that is connected to all of us and unites us all, and directing more of it to you. That's pretty much how it works. So this energy is not going to be something that you've never experienced, although it may be more palpable than you have ever experienced it before. You may notice some physical sensations. You may notice some feelings or emotions coming up. You may notice sort of your inner knowingness or your subconscious speaking to you, the voice that we usually tend to silence or keep in the background. You may also get some divine inspiration. You might get some intuitive hits, if you will. No matter what you experience, it's beautiful, it's perfect, and it's going to be just what you need for today. So every session's a little bit different, and every day we're all a little bit different. Because we're all connected by this same energy and it's flowing abundantly, it's not my personal energy or anything like that. We're all connected in it, so it doesn't matter where you are in terms of distance, nor where you are in terms of time. Whether you're watching this as a replay, hello from the past, you will have a beautiful session. If you enjoy this session today, you can always sort of mark this video and come back to it as often as you like. As you are enjoying your session, you don't need to do a darn thing. You don't need to focus on anything. You don't need to keep your mind silent. If you're unsure if it's helpful sort of realizations coming to mind, or if it's just sort of brain babble, just take a deep breath in and out and it'll be a gentle reset. If it keeps coming back, just hear it out. During the session, you may fall asleep. You may feel inclined to move around, stretch, bend, journal, write something down, grab your cards, whatever it might be for you. This is for you. So enjoy your time getting your session. The only thing you need to do is get as physically comfortable as you can. Sitting up, lying down, eyes closed, eyes open, doesn't matter. And you can move around all you need to during your session to help support your physical comfort. I'll be sending Reiki to you for 25 minutes after we get started. I will, as we get started, turn the music up. If you want to learn more about the music's creators, it's another content creator here on YouTube. Go ahead and find her information in the description box below. And the lights will move slowly and evenly through several different colors. At no point will they flash or strobe. At the end of the 25-minute session, you'll hear my voice come back in, welcoming you to take a deep breath and slowly come back to your body. You can just coast on out and enjoy the rest of your afternoon, or you can come back into chat and ask any questions or share any experiences if you want to. It's totally up to you. I'm here 5 times a week at least. Depending on planetary movements and world events, sometimes I do pop on for additional streams. So if you want to know about those, go ahead and click the like button and the subscribe button and hit the notification bell, and you'll get to know next time that I do pop on for an unscheduled stream. But other than that, I thank you so much for being here. It is an honor and a pleasure to share this healing energy with all of you. So enjoy your sessions, and let's see what the votes have come back with for the finishing of our grid. What's the difference between smoky quartz and black quartz? There's a couple different things that I've heard called black quartz, so we might need to get into that. Like there's Tibetan, sometimes the Tibetan quartz, sometimes called Tibetan black quartz or Tibetan spirit quartz. I've heard it called a lot of different things. Those I actually just got in to put in the shop. That helps just super expand intuition and connection to spirit and divinity. It's found throughout Nepal. It's a absolutely wonderful stone. But yeah, as far as I know, smoky quartz is not so much a black quartz, but it can be very close to it. Smoky quartz can be barely smoky or really dark. It can kind of run the gamut. I have some smoky quartz that is almost black. And so for all I know, in the crystal selling world, it may actually be sold as black quartz. I don't know. But yeah, this is a piece of smoky quartz that was gifted to me by a student quite a while ago. Yet here is some smoky quartz, and then I have some smoky quartz that's like barely smoky. Like this is smoky rutilated quartz. It's like barely smoky. So to answer your question, it kind of depends on the person who's selling it and what they call it, which is like kind of a common problem in the crystal world. People have almost developed their own words and phrases to call a stone a certain thing. It may have one title or name that I've heard on Jewelers Row or that I've read about in books. And then in different pockets of the world, it may spiritually be known as a different stone. So as far as I know, black quartz, I think of the Tibetan black quartz, which is actually clear quartz with an inclusion in it that's black, or very dark smoky quartz. So I don't know if it's a separate stone. It maybe is. Yeah, this is smoky quartz, but it's very dark smoky quartz. But it's possible that what you're talking about is a totally different stone that I'm just not as familiar with. So let me know. I'll do a little digging too. But let's go ahead and dive into our session. Looks like we're using both. So everybody get nice and comfy. We're going to be going until about 20 minutes after the top of the hour. So let's go ahead and smoky quartz. And we're going to take the Dalmatian jasper and place it around. Going so well with our black tourmaline. I love it. And what the heck? Let's see. We'll put this smoky quartz right here because it's here and it's beautiful. Why not? These, by the way, I was taking pictures of some new stock for the website, some new labradorite towers, some unpolished labradorite towers. So that's pretty too. So everybody go ahead, get nice and cozy. Thank you for being here. I hope that you have a beautiful session, and I will come back for you in about 25 minutes. invite you now to take a deep breath and out. Slowly come back to your body. Move your fingers and toes. Thank you so much for being here with me today. It was an honor and a pleasure. If you have any questions or anything you'd like to share, feel free to go ahead and enter it into the chat. And as a reminder, being that today is Friday, I will be back at 8 p.m. this evening, as well as 8 p.m. on Sunday. You're so welcome, Grace. You're so welcome, Ben. Good to see you. Good to see you both. Cora Carr, absolutely. I don't know about all of you, but I could go for a cup of warm herbal tea right about now. If I get to see you again this evening, fantastic. If I don't, I hope that you have a beautiful weekend. Don't forget to check back this weekend where I'll be uploading the readings for all 12 signs. You're so welcome, JS. And Ham, it's so good to see you. Lots of love to you and your whole family. I hope all of you are well. So much love. Oh, so much of us in Philly hanging out here in the chat. Good to see you all. My neighborhood is so quiet. It's usually not this quiet this time of day, this day of week. Belinda, you're yawning. Thank you. Yeah, you're totally welcome. You're welcome, Vic. Good to see you again, too. Thank you, Nay. Welcome in. So much love to you too. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, we have some big astrology coming up this month, so good time to go ahead and set up some self-care for yourself ahead of time. I'll be here, of course. Oh, absolutely, huh? Yeah. You're so welcome. I'm so glad you were here. Fantastic. Well, everyone, I'm going to go ahead and bring the stream to a close in just a couple of moments. If you have any other questions or anything, go ahead and enter them into the chat so I get a chance to answer them. Oh yeah, definitely feeling space to feel your feelings. Yeah, Reiki can really help like create that space to just sort of be with what's coming up. Yeah, if you feel like you need like to take a little break or ground afterwards, if you can put your feet in grass, great. If you can't, just kind of put them on the floor in a way that feels connected, or even do a foot soak. Sometimes that can help like move energy through the body, particularly if you throw like some Epsom salt or sea salt into the water. So beautiful to have you all here today. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here with an abundance of gratitude for each and every one of you, everywhere that you happen to be, whenever you happen to be enjoying this healing. It's a pleasure as always. Absolutely. Thank you for being here, Susan. All the best this weekend at your sales and at your events. Same to Cora, Carr, and Vincent. Reminder, I'll be back tonight at 8 and Sunday at 8 p.m. both times. So yeah, have a beautiful rest of your afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever in the world you happen to be. I do hope to see you again soon, and bye for now.